Hey, Don here. Okay, I'm back with another live stream. Got to say, another live stream. Got in the habit of that. I can't quit. So, it's snowing today in Azle, Texas, and all around Dallas and Fort Worth. Let me check my. I'm all set up where I can check over here without switching around. Yeah, I can monitor my stream with. I've got the other computer going. I just finally worked down and decided, okay, I can handle using the wireless mouse. I don't like the wireless mouse and keyboard. I like my old HP keyboard and my Microsoft mouse with the 4 buttons. But I did it the other day for a good while, and I was actually able to handle it. Oh, it was actually going to let that play. Why did it stop playing? Okay, I want to make sure it's still moving, you know. Well, how is it going to be real time? I don't think it's ever going to catch up. Huh. I don't think it's set up to where you, now I want to show it so it makes sense of what I'm talking about, but it's on a different machine. The preview, it's, let's see, wave my hand and see. Well, I'm just going to let it sit there playing. Maybe it will actually catch up. Yeah, I see my hand moving. I think it will catch up, or it was. It. I mean, if you stop it and then, oh, I know what I have to do. It probably will always be behind unless I reload that page. That's the way it used to be. If you pause it, somehow I paused it and I didn't mean to. I was just listening to the sound as well. I thought I was doing. There we go. Now it's playing still. But I got the headphones plugged in. That computer's not even plugged into my PA system, stereo system. Okay, so yes, it's snowing, and I took a couple. I just got through taking a video, and on my camera, haven't gotten it off there yet. I forgot to get it off there before I started. Hooked all this up, and then I thought, well, I'll wait. But am I on the desktop like I thought? No. Okay, well, I'm just going to do me in the desktop for now, I guess, because, well, yeah. Since I'm already starting out forgetful, that way you can see, you should see everything I'm trying to show you. But here's my Cam 1, and my vehicles are pretty well covered now. In the snow, you can actually see, you know, everything's pretty well covered. And that splotch up there in the middle is, I don't know what it is. It's probably bird poop, I guess. But anyway, it's during the daytime and not, there's these 2 little circles that come up when the security light comes on at night. And because there's a big light up above the camera there, really got it a little, don't even need it aimed so high. I really want to aim it back down, but I'm not too good at I'm not too good at walking around without falling, much less getting up on ladders. So it's been up now for, I don't know, year, more than year and a half, 2 years. I don't even know anymore. But anyway, so I haven't been back up there, but I've been wanting to. I could actually figure out a way to put something on a, you know, like Windex on a sponge or a paper towel on a stick and get that cleaned up, I think, but I haven't done it yet. And here's the other one that's still not mounted outside. It's in my room looking out the window, and so you can get an idea there. And I you know, if I want to look up, like if I hear the doorbell ring or something, I can look up on this one and at least, you know, see what's going on. It's usually just a package being delivered, but yeah, I really don't. It's just a shame to have it in the house though, because it's they're 5 megapixel. They make a good picture if if they don't have a screen to look through. But mouse gets lost sometimes. Okay. Oh, and I just couldn't get over the temperature today. It's on my. I've got a little indoor-outdoor thermometer, 16.5 degrees, and up in Fort Worth. Weather up there is Fort Worth, that's 12 degrees. And here's my favorite weather forecast site. And this shows, you know, our town, Azle, it shows 14. So it's doggone cold, and I'm talking Fahrenheit. If anybody's watching this from other countries or whatever, freezing is 32 in Fahrenheit, 32 degrees. So no, it's not warm. I just get it's just through my mind in circles. People, when I start in the last several years, and just in my whole life, in the last several years, I've ever heard people talking in Celsius and centigrade and all that stuff. I can't even remember which one's the one they mostly use, but we don't get snow very often. Maybe once, maybe twice a year, and it's usually here for a day, 2-3 days at the most. And we actually started getting cold last week. We had ice. We had real bad. We had a real bad. I'm sure it's the biggest accident ever. It was in Fort Worth, which I live about 14 miles or so from Fort Worth. Up on I-35, they had patchy ice. We call it black ice. A lot of people, we always did anyway. You can't. The highway's black, right? The asphalt's black, and so it's all you see is black, but it's ice, and it'll get you every time, especially when it's patchy. So everybody was just flying down the road like normal, and hit a patch of ice in one particular spot there. What was it? 132, 100. When I heard it, a couple hours after it happened, it was 70 cars. I thought that's the biggest ever in our area. Biggest pileup. I found out last night that it was 132 or 133. I've already gotten it mixed up. And I knew that day they said they had fatalities. They were still clearing it up when I saw it, on the TV the other day. But I didn't watch it for just a few minutes. But anyway, oh my gosh, 4 degrees. So it's 14 now in our town on this whatever weather station they're picking this up from. And -1. Now, that's what I was fixing to talk about. If it gets down to -1, it's been years and years since we've been below. Now, when we talk about below zero in Fahrenheit, in Fahrenheit, zero is freezing. I mean, 32 is freezing in Fahrenheit, and then they always just say C when people talk about it, 30, so-and-so, 0 degrees C, and I don't know if they're talking about centigrade or Celsius. I can't, and like I said, I can't remember, but I could go look it up, but I'm not going to right now. So anyway, 32 degrees is freezing. So anything below 0, that's just, gosh, I don't even know what to say. I froze myself to death this morning when I went out there. I take my videos. I put on my little flannel. It's insulated flannel jacket, and I was frozen to death in seconds. And it was about the same temperature, I think, then as it is now, about 14. And then this time I put on my big leather jacket, and it helped. Because it's breezy enough, it was really penetrating. And all I did was go. I went out on the back in the garage and shot some video out the back door, and then I went this last time. And the first time I did it in reverse. I went on the front porch first, and then went on the garage. This time I went in the garage and then went on the front porch. And this morning's video is already uploaded. But anyway, when it starts getting below 0, like I just can't imagine how cold it is when it gets 14 below 0. I was just thinking about that today. Never dreamed we'd get below 0 here, if that does actually happen. And this is what's unusual too. It's already been about a week of this cold weather of staying not this cold. It's been, but below freezing, like more like these days here, 26, 28, 32, 34. But then it's supposed to be partly cloudy tomorrow. And then Tuesday, cloudy, and then Wednesday, 80% chance of snow. Now we'll see if it happens, but they hadn't been given any more than like 40-50% chance of snow all week, and they kept moving it up a couple of days because it didn't get here, And last night they were saying it was going to be snowing today and tomorrow, and now you're saying it'll be sunny or partly sunny tomorrow, partly sunny, partly cloudy, whatever. I guess excuse me, whichever way you look at it. But 80%, that usually means if they say 80% on the rain or whatever, it usually happens. I like this site. It's pretty accurate. It's actually, it says it's really got some extra stuff. I didn't even realize it whenever I, started using it. It's got some information that's for pilots, and it's airsports.net. And I just wanted something that was quick and easy to see the details in the forecast when I went to it, But so I was going to go to my videos. I just thought I would show a little bit of my surveillance footage since it's on the live stream because it's. But here's my video. I'll click on it just to give a little idea. I can't use this mouse good. I'm not that great at hitting the little things anyway, but. I don't know if you'll hear any sound out of it. The other day I played some videos, and it was only. It's snowing again. It's been a while. But I think if I turn down the volume to where the mic doesn't pick it up, it should. I don't know. OBS has always picked things up. Now the darn YouTube, every time you start a video, it starts to crank it down to 720p or even less. Sometimes I've seen it do, and you can't even turn off that automatic change anymore. But see, that's the way it was this morning at about 9:30, 10:30. And let's see if I can get to, let's see. That's more of the front yard. Trees, there wasn't anything in the trees in the front. And that's the way it was when I went out there this morning. Wasn't even covering the grass, I mean, people from up north and other places in the northern hemisphere be laughing at us because even calling that snow, But you could see the flakes. I couldn't see them with my eye, but I could see them in the video. They're pretty big flakes just floating around, and the traffic was moving pretty good. And watch my talking end up working this time. I don't know. Anyway, that's all we had. And so I'm going to close this one because I still have another window open. You can hear, of course, the machine's working because my surveillance cameras. This is a real cool app I found years ago back when before I got in. 05 is when I got into Linux, and back in Windows 98 days before XP, I discovered this. It works in Linux or Windows, and I think probably Mac too. I'm not sure, but you can download the entire websites. I use it to back up I run my own website on my own server, and I use it to back it up. And back then I wasn't doing that. I'd use it to back up stuff. I can't remember I think I mostly played with it. There wasn't too much. I mean, back then you never have enough space to be just backing up random websites. But anyway, back in the dial-up days, there was a lot of apps for doing things like that, offline web browsing. You would back up, you would download whatever portion or certain pages of a website to read it later because you had to dial up and type your phone line to get on the internet. So it was, but this thing has been out. Now they mostly just kind of, when you go to their website, they talk about backing up your own website and stuff like that. And that's what I do with it. This is my security cameras. Both of them are set, but it hasn't got done with the first one yet. Last time I tried to back up last time I tried, it snowed. I wanted to, back them all up and then I was thinking, well, maybe I'll go through them and make a time-lapse video or something. And I never really got everything I wanted because this camera, the one that's running right now, the one I showed already, went over the vehicles. It's got a 32 gigabyte SD card in it, and after 3 days, and once it gets full, it deletes and starts over. Well, it kept deleting the folder. I didn't get through a whole folder until it's motion detected when it makes like a 5-minute video each time it sees motion. So I think sometimes when it keeps on moving, something's still moving. Then, like if the wind's blowing the trees or something, it'll This is not one of those with those real intelligent motion detection things that like tries to only look for people and stuff. But anyway, and I had to set it down very, very slowly. Well, I mean, you don't actually. Well, yeah, you can. I didn't have to change the speed, but I couldn't have more than one or two pipes open. Its default was like 5 or something. You could put them up as many as you want, but it will make the cameras lock up. So I like the cameras. Now this is not my camera interface. I was in there before. I didn't really mention. I like them, but that's something that's not any fun out of it. That's for sure. But it's IP Camera is the name of the app for this Ctronics webcam. But they're 5 megapixel. They make a good picture, and they do H.265. Is what I believe it is. Let's see. Should be in here. Yeah, H.265. That's the newest. You know, H.264 is still the kind of the mainstream, I guess. That's the newest one. It's supposed to be, you know, better looking, higher. Not. Well, I guess higher. I guess it can do higher resolution, but anyway, but it's supposed to be smaller file size, better video quality, and I think it is. It's very good looking video quality. And this camera's doing 2 streams, a 2560 by 1920 and 800 by 600. And so when you're just viewing it, you're looking at the 800 by 600. Like that's what we were looking at just now. And that's why it looks so small. I'm looking at this on a 4K, 49-inch 4K monitor or TV, but it's a monitor for me. I really haven't even watched TV on it yet. And I love it. I just got it for myself for Christmas. I got it on Black Friday. But here's what it's done so far. Let's see. I started with the folder for when it started at midnight. I didn't really see a way to do anything different. Like say, okay, I don't want to start till the sun comes up. That would have been better because you couldn't really see. I don't know when it started snowing because I didn't watch them all yet. But I didn't watch through any of these yet. I downloaded a couple. And I figured out that it was snowing. It was snowing when the sun came up. What was it? 7:04:11 and 7:34:29. That's today. Yeah, and that's the only ones I think. No, there's some more. Another couple more. Yeah. Let's see. I can't. My eyes are kind of blurry. I can't see. 118, yeah. So I only downloaded those 2, but then they will have gotten re-downloaded. And here, well, I don't think it's got that far yet. Has it even got to 7 o'clock? Here's the newest one. See the temp one? That's the one that's being downloaded right now. So 02, 10, 12. Yeah, see, it's only gotten to 2 o'clock in the morning. It started at Here 0:10:05, so that's 10 minutes after midnight. It's so hard for me. Once it gets past, when it gets past the noon, I don't know what time it is on this military time thing. I cannot remember that. But anyway, yeah. So there's nothing to see in there really. I was fixing to play some of those, but it hasn't got far enough to see anything. But and it's VLC. My favorite video LAN. It's my favorite player. It can play these H.265 files, even though it says it supports them, and it just won't play them. Now, I found a couple of players that will. Okay, and this is in Fedora. I'm running Fedora 32 Linux, Debian might have a few more choices. They go back and forth between what might have, and the SM player will play them, but it's real weird. Every time I would do this, select some files and say open with, it'd be playing one of those older files that I had opened previously. I was like, what the heck? Either that or I was crazy and I wasn't clicking on what I thought I was this morning, and that's possible. But there is 7:24 in the morning, and you can't skip ahead in these files. Either one of those players, the other one will try, but it won't do it. And this one just. Well, I think maybe that black bar at the bottom right is how you would skip ahead, click around in there. It's the weirdest interface on this player. I'm only using it because it's a good player. Nothing wrong with it. It's just got a weird interface to me, and I just don't get it. But I didn't do anything that I think that must have been a glitch in the video because I didn't click on anything yet. I was getting ready to. Yeah, and the buttons are so tiny I can't see them. Even I couldn't hardly see them even on my 23-inch monitor. They're just tiny. I haven't been able to. I didn't. Well, I'd never tried before on the old machine or the old monitor to make them bigger because I didn't want to take up lose screen space. But yeah, if I could figure that out, that would make it easier for me to navigate. Let's see, I'm going to click to the next video. Okay, now that's earlier actually, 0654. See, it had already snowed quite a bit, and you can see those big flakes. Now that's why I was talking about the light. But see, a lot of that is that's that same dirty spot. So I guess it makes it turn yellow, the reflection. But those there might be dirty spots too. There's always been those little reflections of the light. You can see how bright that looks. And this is like, sun's about ready to come up. You can see the sky. It's not black, So it was snowing long enough to do that before the sun came up. And so I wanted to see it all. I would like to get all the videos from today and maybe do a time lapse or something. But I started that other camera that's in my room. I can just carry it. They're sending the stream over Wi-Fi. I can unplug it and plug it in somewhere else. I'll go put it on the back porch is what I wanted to do. But I thought about doing it, and then I thought, oh, it's so cold and I don't feel that good. I never did do it. Then when it started really snowing, I was like, dang it, why didn't I do that? But let's see, I'm trying to, I can't, oh yeah, it doesn't have a stop button. You just hit the same button again. I'm just so used to VLC, and I just close it when because make sure I don't replay something I don't want to see. Let's see, I think this file is actually the one that it's going to be when that temp is over. No, yeah, because it's only 4.3 megabytes. Yeah, it just went 4.4. Yeah, that's the one that's being written. So you can watch files that are being written in VLC. I don't know about these other apps. So let's just try. I don't want no point in opening a whole bunch of them. The more you open, the more work the machine has to do. Let's just open about 4. We'll see what they look like. I like to click off of that area so that you don't accidentally delete files or something. I have done that before. Now see there, this mouse is so funky. I'm trying to get right up there. That's what I was trying to do. Okay, now we didn't miss nothing. But see, I can't just skip ahead in that file, so I'll just skip to the next file. That's all I can do. But that's what it looks like. See, that's pretty. That light. It's a bright light. It's one of those. I can't think what you call it now, but we've had that for. We've had that thing. I put that. How many years ago did I put that up? Let's see. Did I put that up? I think maybe. I don't remember. I think I originally put the light up. Well, anyway, that light there. Oh, I put a different one up, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I bought the light, I guess. I know I bought it or something. Because what I'm remembering is I didn't crawl up in there and run the wire, Mom. I wasn't living here. I was married and not living here. And this is my mom's house where I grew up. But I left when I was 18 and got married, and then got divorced in 89, and then in 95, my health was getting worse. It had already been getting bad, and it got worse, and I came back here. But it's snowing right there, though. What time is that? 1:56. So, yeah, it was snow. You can see that snow coming down. So it was already snowing. So let's go to the next one now. Oh. Oh, 332. Oh, I think it's the way I have them ordered. I have it like newest on top, and so that's the way it seems to always open up in the players. Is so it'll be. Well, that jump. I don't know why it jumped. That's weird. I was expected to, not jump 3 hours. I don't know what happened. I think what it did was go to the other end of the video somehow. See, it's already beginning to cover at 3:30. That's 3:20. Yes, it's going backwards in time now. Cool. So I am getting what I didn't know how well you'd be able to see it. But so I am getting, the only thing you see, I don't like that up there at all. At least it looks like a light. It doesn't look like, I mean, there may be, there's no light over there across the street. That's from the light above the camera. And it could help a lot just to aim the camera down a little more because I mean, it's kind of cool when in this kind of situation to see the sky and everything. But, well, in the daytime anyway. But like I said, got to clean that. Got to clean that lens. But it was snowing pretty good. Pretty big flakes, I mean. Not a whole lot of them, but big. I guess that's what it did. It snowed for a long time, but, not real thick. Snow looks so cool. The reason you're getting that effect is of seeing all like it looks cool, but now if it was people walking around, it wouldn't look cool. But those cameras only do about, well, sometimes they slow down. They don't have the biggest processors. They'll go between 5 and 15 frames per second. I was thinking they were capable of 20 or 25 frames, but I don't think I've ever seen it in a video. But that one's going. I'm gonna listen on my live stream again. Okay, I'll tell you what. This time, I've been showing just because I was so confused. I was afraid I was really going to mess up. Certainly doesn't look near as good. Now you can see more what the video is looking like. And you can, let me see. Yeah. Hit F on the keyboard and it gives full screen. So, yeah, if you couldn't see it before, now you can see the snow coming down. It looks like, I don't even know how to describe it. It just looks cool. And it's because of the low frames per second that you can see it like a dotted line, going across there. But it looks like some kind of an effect or something, video effect. Well, you hit F to make it full screen, but you don't hit F to get out. Oh, no. That's why I hate to do those. I love keyboard shortcuts, but if they're not the same in every application, now I'm not getting out. I'm just there. Okay, good. I thought I was going to. Okay, it went back to normal. Now, see what the next one is. Missed a spot, I think. That must have been, it does that. Instead of going on to the next one, it just goes black and then, okay. But I had like 4 or 5 videos in there. Some of them will end up being real short because sometimes it goes crazy and just skips a whole lot. Like it's doing it right now. It's skipping lots of frames. See how fast the time's going? I don't know what causes that other than maybe the processor not being able to keep up. And I didn't know if they'd freeze up or what. I mean, that's pretty cold. 14 degrees all day, and I don't know what it was last night, but it was probably in that region. I'm kind of surprised they worked that cold, but I'm glad because they're not much good if they didn't. I mean, you have to watch out. When I was shopping for them, I saw so many variations. Some of them wouldn't work below 30 degrees or something. So if you're going to put it outside, that's useless even in Texas, We used to have winters every year, and we used to have weeks of, 25. Sometimes we'd have a week of 14, 15-degree weather, and 2 or 3 weeks of 25-degree weather. And, sometimes it would get rain or sleet or something. It didn't snow much. Never did. We used to get 2 or 3 snows a year, but they still didn't last long. If it lasted a week, that was really something. But so now, just like this is something. This is the most winter weather we've had in years. I don't even know how many years now. Let's see. Now that's the other one I was looking at. 0332. I want to go skip through. I'm so used to doing that. And then 0332 again. Is it just not jumping to the next video? Well, it was. 0311. It might have been I wasn't paying attention, and those videos were actually really short, and we were watching more than one video a while ago. This one will go on to the next video. The SM player will just stop. You have to hit play over and over again. So I don't like it now that I start realizing that's what I don't know why it would do that. But seems like there's only 3 videos that are actually working of the one I selected, more than 3. So, and then let's see, you got to hit play again to stop it. You got to hit that tiny little spot there. Can't hit it for nothing. This mouse doesn't. I swear it doesn't. Where you think it's pointing, maybe it's my eyes, but where you think it's pointing, it's not doing. It's not there, and it's not doing it. Not doing what you expect. But now I'm curious as to when did it start. Well, no, we kind of saw where it was starting, didn't we? So, and then over here, did I play those already? I don't remember. I think I did. I'll say open with SM Player and see if it even works. See, it doesn't start playing. You hit play, and you'll get one of them. Oh, that was, yeah, that's the midnight one. Okay, I remember. I just started at midnight, and then I skipped to sun up. That should take it to the next. Oh, that's the back button. Maybe that's my problem. See, the buttons are all spread 10 miles apart. I put these up here because I was having trouble doing that. Okay, and then the next one. Yeah, see, but it brings up that little icon, and then you got to hit play. And I always think that I have to go down there because that's what I had gotten used to. It didn't go to the next video. Why not? You got to pay attention to the date. I was getting, like I said, it's kind of weird how it acts. Let's try this one down here and see if it goes to that other video. It's not going to that other video, period. It won't do it. So now it's aggravating me. I don't want to mess with it anymore. Don't act right. Let's see now. Which one is the one? Let's see. Didn't that say midnight? It's doing it, like I said. I said pay attention to the date, but okay, let's open these and okay, now these are the ones that are today, February 14th. Open with AM Player. Okay, that's this morning, 7:24. So even though it started at, what was it? Yeah, it had already started at midnight. Of course, no guarantee that it kept on that whole time. You have no idea unless you watch through it all. But anyway, for all that time, it still hadn't accumulated a whole lot. Of course, if it's really, if it's really cold, it won't. You think it wouldn't melt, but if it's windy enough, it will blow it away, I guess. I was going to say. And what's this? 7:25. I think it went to the next video. That video wasn't 5 minutes long, was it? But okay, now yeah, I can't get to the one on the camera, and I meant to copy it. Meant to copy it in here. That's the one I'm making now. But I meant to copy it over here to my folder. There's the one I made this morning. But I meant to copy it in here before I started all this. But I'll just, I'll have to, once I was already set up and about ready to go, and I thought, well, if I turn that I have to turn the camera off and unplug it from the computer. See, I'm using it as that's my camera I'm using right now. On the desktop. This is the same camera I recorded on, but it also has a USB output, and so I have it plugged into the computer to use it as a USB camera. But when you use it as a camcorder, then of course you unplug the USB. And so what I'd have to do is shut it down, unplug it, and turn it on. And then if it's plugged into the computer, when you turn it on, you got two choices: transfer files or do it like this. it's unplugged, then you can't do that, of course, but you can do regular camcorder. And of course, you could take the SD card out and all that stuff. But to do that, I would still have to shut it down. But it's okay. It's not. I don't know what. I guess I figured out a lot better how to. Actually, I think it's this monitor that's made the huge difference. No matter what I recorded in, it supposedly does 48 megapixel. It's only got a 13. I say this every time I use it. It's got a 13 megapixel CMOS sensor, supposed to be a Sony sensor. And I figured when I bought it, I thought, well, for $109, that should be all right, even though it's not real 4K. They could say it's 4K, but with upconverting software built into it, they bring it up. You can bring it up to 48 megapixel, and you can set it anywhere you want, all the way from like 2 megapixels up. Of course, I don't know why you'd want to do that, but anyway, and I tried setting it at the like 13, 12, 13, 11, 12, 13 megapixels to see if it would actually look better. But it still looked you could see the pixels. But now on this monitor, and it may look the same, and now on a 1080p monitor, on my old monitor, it may look, it may end up looking pixelated, and I don't like that at all. That's why I always complain about it. But anyway, even though I'm at 48 megapixels when I record, that's what I've been doing, because it does look better than anything else that I've set it in. For the USB, this is USB 2.0. It's not capable of that kind of bandwidth, so it won't let you choose. There's two resolutions you can pick, like 1280 by whatever, and then one down from that. And so, well, actually, when you're doing, yeah, you can do it in OBS Studio. You can pick between the two different resolutions. So I always use the highest one I can, and it's looking I just noticed recently, looking better than it's ever looked. So when it may have to do with me, that light, I finally, what was it called? There's a setting I changed the other day, because its light sensors are not very good. Everything's all washed up and too white, and I still look pretty, bright on the top of my head like right now, but it was just like you couldn't even see I had a head. It was just a white spot, and so I had messed around with the colors and everything. Oh, it's in OBS. I used a color. It's called called filters, and I used the color correction filter, and I messed around with that, and the other day I messed around with it again, and opacity, that's the word I'm looking for. And I brought down the opacity until it started looking a little more natural. And then I didn't want to go too dark, because like I was showing this right here in my video, and I didn't want everything to look dingy. But the other day I thought, oh, it's almost on the edge of being dingy, but it looks okay now. And I look back at, one of the other video I made the other day, and it was okay. It was just such a, this stuff kind of looked better with it too bright on my face, but and the rest of the room. But the person, if your aim is to shoot yourself, a person, then you need to go by where the skin tones look right and everything, and that you're not completely washed out. But anyway, did I show what I was wanting to show? I showed the little app, and I didn't show a bunch of those. Let's go back to the desktop, and let's just look at a few more of those. I'll go ahead and keep on wanting to try it. VLC, thinking, oh, maybe it'll work now. But every time I try it, it don't work. Okay. Okay, I'm going to risk going into full screen again. At least I know I can right-click on the screen and get out of it. But I can't go to the next video, though. I wonder if there is... video navigating buttons on this keyboard, I think, but my HP keyboard, no, they're not either. My HP keyboard, oh, it has a play and a pause button, volume buttons, a home, a mail button, PC. Oh, that'd be like to power it down. And it looks like a picture of a calculator. My multimedia keyboards were a big deal. Well, I mean, this one still has some of that stuff, but that HP keyboard is just full of all that kind of stuff. You could press a button on it, and it would dial you into the internet, and you could customize them. And then when I got into Linux, most of them were still working Linux. I mean, you could still customize it. I forgot how you did it. I figured out a way to do it. I think I found an app that could do it. But I thought it would be cool. But actually, all I did was I would accidentally hit those buttons and shut down my computer or to get offline or something. So I got to where I didn't like them so much anymore. But I do once in a while. I always use the volume knob. It's got a big round volume knob on that one on the HP, and it's really convenient. I use that for my volume. With the play and forward and all that, I can't really see them, and I have to memorize what position they're in to use them. Now the snow's coming down. What time is it? So that's 1:56. That might have been when it started, because it didn't. I was just jabbering and looking at everything else, but I didn't see any snow out of the corner of my eye until just now. So I'll do that so that I can go to the next one. That's 3:32. Okay, so I guess, well, I wonder why it didn't take another video until 3:32. Didn't make sense. 1:51. What's before that? There's not any before that. Okay, so the first video, it looked like, that's what's got me kind of turned around, because it looked like it said 00. It didn't say 01, I swear. First one I put in there. Oh, it does say 01. I guess my eyes are just, they really are blurry, so, right now. So I guess that's it. Okay, so jumps to 3:32, and it's already covering a lot. Okay, so it started, could have started, before midnight. I didn't try to download there were several folders before today. So I thought, well, there's no way I'll get all them and before they get, they start getting deleted. So I'll just start with today's and let it work on it until hopefully like to get all of today if I can, But with the lens all messed up like it is, I don't know. I might not want to use it. And also, I always think I want to edit a video, and then I never want to. I never do it. I got quite a few planned. But so there's 0:33. There's 3:22. What was before that? 3:32. Oh, now it's going the other way. It's not. Okay, it must be going like in alphabetical order or something. 3:22. Yeah, and it's going the other way. VLC, whatever order you have it in the file manager, the way I'm doing it, selecting and right-clicking and saying open with, it will go whatever order you have it in. That's the order it plays it in. And you can go up there and change it in it, and you probably can in here too. I just not familiar enough with this application. But so what I was trying to do is play through them, in chronological order and time order, whatever way you want to say it. 3:11, yeah, it's going the other way. It's snowing pretty good though, wasn't it? Not super thick snow, but snowing pretty good. And it's going to be dark pretty soon here. But of course, if I look at this camera, I'd still be able to see. But I don't have an application that can show it in full, any bigger than, the way I showed it in the web browser. Actually, I just remembered I can connect to it. I was connecting to it through its software, built-in software, its web server. I could connect straight to the camera in the web browser. Oh, no, it's coming down good. That's 251. So see, I'm going the other way. I'm going backwards in time, going back in time. Yeah, that looks like a real snow there. That's cool. That's 241. I think we're going back. Now we're going towards 3, it looks like. Yeah, it's in crazy order. I guess this application doesn't do anything like 231. It's confusing me. I don't even know which direction I'm going in time now. I'm clicking, after a little bit. I'm not waiting. It's like I said, each one of these are at least 5. Well, they can be anywhere from. It depends on it. It doesn't do what it's supposed to do. 5 minutes, and if it's still movement going on, then it'll keep going. Maybe it times out after a certain amount of time, because obviously during the snow or the rain or whatever, it would be constantly moving and it would never stop recording. So I don't know how it decides when to stop and start in those kind of conditions. And obviously it records when it sees anything moving, not just, which is neat for doing stuff like this. But if for strictly a security camera, all you really want is, well, you say what you generally really want is people. But, if, well, let's just say, like if you live close to a busy road and a car comes flying off the road and hits your house, you would want it to catch that, and you don't need a person, then you'd want one like this that just catches everything that moves. 0222, that's before it even really, that's when it's just getting started. And then 0211, back the other way again. And that's 0118, just barely a few flakes. Oh, see, the camera just glitched. 141. It's not really snowing there. 130, not really. So it looks like it started around 2. 120. 10. Yeah, it's just going all over the place in the time. Oh, there's an actual vehicle going by. Okay. And it's kind of funny because it is pretty good. Like when a vehicle goes by, it will start recording. It senses it and starts recording before it gets there, Unless it starts dropping frames, and then it goes by. It looks like a streak of light going by, 1:33. Well, it's going back the other way now. Now that's midnight. 0, well, almost 1 o'clock. 00. 0040. 0030. 0020. 10. I think that, okay, 0000 and change. And bugs flying around the light will make it go off and stuff. There's a lot in the spring and summer when there's lots of bugs, it'll make it go off the light. And that was the end of it, well, according to its order that it's in, and then I made it go back to the first one. But there's probably a way to put it, in a different order after you've got them in the queue like that. But I don't remember, like if I do this in alphabetical order, if it would make them go in order or not. That usually doesn't work too good, at least in VLC. It's usually best to either put them in, well, if you put them in oldest to newest, and you'll get it in the chronological order. If you put it to, what I normally do is leave my Crusader file manager in newest on top, because it's easiest to find what you're looking for. Just open the one on top. But Just decided I'd go, and that's where I'm making a backup video at the same time as when I'm streaming. Let's see, get over here back on this side. I'll show the, see, there's some of the older ones I've downloaded, but that last time I tried to do it, I let it run for like 24/7 for 3 days, maybe almost maybe 3.5 days, and finally gave up. And I kept losing. Oh, on top of everything else, I resumed it once, and I did it there's different choices of resuming. I can't remember of this application and the downloader, and I ended up, it deleted like a whole bunch of the videos I'd already downloaded. And I was like, damn it. So that's the structure of the site, you know, on the web camera. An SD card, you know, that's where the videos are. And then here's the one I added, this one today, and it hasn't even started it yet. So I want to get back on that so it'll be there. But and it took me some trial and error to figure out how to get it to. It wasn't even seeing those files and downloading them. You know, they're .255 files, and that's the way the cameras, you know, name them. You can't change that. And went blank. But yeah, if I swap this, now that's got the oldest on top, and if VLC would play them, I always have to keep trying, thinking maybe one of the last updates made it work, you know. But if I open with VLC, see, it doesn't even it's not even an option to open it with VLC because it doesn't see it as one that can play it, and it really won't. And but all over the website and everywhere you go. But you can do it like that. I searched for it. Just got to make sure you don't make it the default when you know it's not going to work. But see, it's just going through them because it can't play them. And so I never could figure that out. Everything I see says it should work. And I looked and looked and looked, like I thought, well, maybe I need the H.256 codecs installed, and they're not there. But actually, you can look at all the codecs in VLC. It's there. And there's like hundreds of them in there, too. It should play, you know, it generally plays just about anything, but it won't play those. And it doesn't depend on the file extension. I even tried it, you know, giving it MP4 file extension, or I've tried a couple of different file extensions. MKV, you know, stuff like that. That would, I think, actually in H.265, I think it usually has, or in 64, and I know 64 does because I've been there, right there. That's what I was using FLV, but I'm using MKV now on my OBS Studio. I think that actually does make a better looking, like the pixelization I was talking about. I think that's what made it go away. I guess it really does, even though you're using the same codec, everything's the same, but the transport stream, that's what that is, the FLV and the MKV or the MP4 or all that, that's the transport stream, but it does evidently make a pretty big difference. But the codec is I've always used the same codec. It was what this newer, I just built this system a few months ago, or maybe 6 months ago, with Fedora 32, and so I went from 28 or something like that. What is this one here? I'll look at my old one. I've got it up and running. I went from, you won't switch. What's wrong with you? Oh, it must be getting tired because I've got the thing playing that preview. Oh yeah, it's using almost 2 gig of memory and 27%. Just having Firefox running. But oh yeah, this one doesn't tell you what you're. I'm gonna have to close Firefox and that thing before it locks the machine up. It's a quad-core with 4 gig of RAM, and my server that I'm streaming from right now, it's It's 2 6-core processors with hyperthreading. That's 24 cores, 2.53 gigahertz, I think it is, and 64 gigabyte of RAM. So it's an 8 gigabyte video card I put in it. So, and the Lenovo is quad core, 4 gigabyte of RAM, and 256 megabyte of video memory that on board. And you can't even put a video card in it because it doesn't even have a PCIe slot or an AGP slot or anything. It's just meant for using at work. It's supposed to be an enterprise machine using at work, once your employees watching videos, you want them working. So it doesn't, they don't give that kind of stuff. Plus it's an older machine, that's when, it is, but 512 megabyte was, 1 gigabyte was kind of the standard desktop size you would get even on board at the time that machine was made. So, but anyway, I just wanted to, I kind of want to, well, I'll share the other video, the one with that I took a while ago, but I'll just have to, I'll just upload it. I mean, it's the only thing that makes sense anyway. Playing it in here would be just a little bit of, I just thought it might be fun to just do that for a little bit, just look through this stuff. Fun for me anyway. Trying to think that I went back to me, and then I got back on the desktop. So when I first got in there, I was not actually showing. I've been trying to, I always, let's see, move to a new window. I want to keep those separated because if they're together, I will forget and close this window. But if it's on another workspace, then if I, I'm used to just closing this whenever I feel like it, and if I'll forget. I do it all the time. Like when I used to, every time I'd upload a YouTube video and there, I'm still not quite sure. Like when I upload 5 or 10 of them, it doesn't say anything about keep this tab open. But I uploaded that one this morning, and it said keep this tab open until it's done. And I always forget and close the window because I don't keep extra windows. I'm just so used to that Lenovo where I can't keep extra windows open. I'm so used to closing them, I just do it without even thinking about it. If I'm not on it, I close it. Or if I don't need it, I'll open 3 or 4 regular web pages, YouTube and anything with a lot of, especially if it has Flash. Well, there's not, they don't use Flash as much as they used to. Anything with a lot of Java, that's the main thing they're using now. Always had Java, but now everything's Java. Anything, pages that have, you just kind of tell by what it looks like if it's it's not just, images in HTML. It's got Java a lot of Java on it. That'll work this machine. But now I forgot why I opened this up. Oh, I was going to go to the camera again. And now that's right now, but I can't make that. Well, yeah, that's what I was going to do. I wanted to see if I could. Come on, stupid thing. It won't work. And that is the difference in the mouse. I have no trouble doing that hard. I mean, a little once sometimes, but I have no trouble selecting what I want to with my Microsoft. I can't believe it. I'm saying how good something from Microsoft is. I bought that mouse in 2000 to 2002, and it still works like a charm, and it navigates well. Now I will say one thing: this little wireless mouse, it always moves too far too fast. It's actually just right for this huge monitor, but I don't have my extra buttons. It's just a 3-button mouse, and my other one is 4, and when you want to go back or forward, there's these extra buttons on the side that I still hit them by accident sometimes, but I got used to them. And that's really finally looking like a snow out there, covering things up. Oh, let's see what the The other one looks like. Oh, that's in the front. I never did move it. Like I keep thinking. Sometimes I think, oh, I want to see the backyard, but I didn't move it. All I'm going to see is the front yard and see the lights, the infrared lights on it. That's what that is. You can't turn them off. I tried to turn it off. I tried every setting it had, and you can't turn them all the way off. And I put tape over them, but they still shine out of that tape. And so at night, you can't see certain times of night. What it does is they're reflecting off of the window. And you can see better, like, and when I'm in here with the lights on, of course, then that's what these things down here are. That's the Venetian blinds. Sometimes you can't see nothing but the reflections in the window. Right now you can see better than usual at night. But no, I was going to look at, so this is the other camera. Yeah, that's that one. And the settings, I was going to look and see network. I like, it's a really powerful user interface. And it's got stuff in there that I'm really into all this kind of stuff, but it's got some things I don't know. Well, I learned what ONVIF was. Okay, port 8080, that's what I was looking for. Network, let's see. Okay, here's the ports. So to log into it is port 80, that's the normal website port. And then if you were using RTSP, which you could do that in VLC. Oh yeah, I'll try it in VLC instead of the web browser. RTMP, 1935, and then, but ONVIF, which is the popular protocol for IP cams, is 88, port 8080. So, and then, whoops, peer-to-peer network. I lost the spot. There it is. So, need the IP address and the port. Let's see. Okay, so I'll just open up. Let's see. RTSPs and all that are hard to get to work in VLC nowadays. Well, for me, just because I can't remember all the different protocols. Open a network stream now, and see, there's even some little hints as to how to do it right there, or HTTP, but like see, you need to know the file name and the file extension. It depends on the server that you're using, though, all that. So what it requires, or what's it sending out? What it's sending out is what dictates. I'm trying to see. No, I don't think there is an example of. But you have to get all your jots and tittles just right for it to work. Let's see. RTP, MMS, RTSP. Okay, so we want HTTP, we want 8080. Now, I may have to know, I think I may have to go all the way to that folder to see it, that SD. Let's see. Oh, I put a question mark in there. Well, I think I was lucky enough to miss the click anyway. Oh, I hit the shift key by accident. Yes, it didn't work. I don't know how many times I've spent hours thinking, okay, try this, try that. I know I can do it because I've done it before. I think what I need is, yeah, see, you can't just, you can't just go to the HTML, web HTML. That's not actually it anyway. That's this page, and this is put in that page, But I do know this. Okay, so in here, you can manually download the files, and it does download them faster. Let's see. Device information, so weirdest place. PTC version, 0.0. I was like, what? This is not a PTC camera. Browse the SD card. So if we go here and get into that folder, now we'll try it that way. I don't think it will. So we got all our folders, but we still need that 8080. And I don't think you put the /. No, you wouldn't. Now, that's probably not going to be... Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. Let's see. How are you going to do this? You had that... I had the syntax wrong anyway. It wouldn't have worked because you need to do ... to show that that's the port. And that still didn't work. Let's try it again. It actually... The web browser, Firefox, kind of does some of it for you. So if you just get the... open network stream. But yeah, I may need to know, I may have to put, it might only work if I put one of those file names in there. And that would just be a pain. Too much trouble. But I don't think you can just do, let's try it. This might be what would actually work. Depends on, like I said, the server, that little, all these little IP security cams have little servers on them. That's how you're able to get to the video. But see, it didn't do it. I typed it in the way it would work, but I could probably just go on and on guessing at that. I remember trying before, but I don't know that I ever got it to play. Think I did get it to play in the web browser, though. So let's see. Okay, I think also the other thing is, let's see. I don't know where you put the port right after the, yeah, I think you actually would put the port right there. I really haven't ever gotten any that are that complicated too often. I don't know if you put it there or on the end like I did a while ago. Yeah, it's no good. Oh, just repaste it in there. I can't type. Okay, now you don't want the /. Error not found, but it's getting, see, that's an error from the server. So let's put the / in there, but I don't remember that ever working on anything. Yeah. Now, if I just put the put that in there, then it should just go to the, yeah, it went to that. It would do that. See, it's answering, but I'm not getting it right. Now I could try. See, that's what I would like to be able to do is just go in there and just have it play through all the files. So I could copy the link and I'd probably play that. Let's see. Because I copied it from the file. Oh, it's going to download it. See, so it got me to the file. I don't want to download it. I'm downloading them with my little application. So let's try that again. Let's see if that would make it work. Open multimedia files. I did it wrong again. You can go to network like that. I'll do that. Okay, now hit enter. It's trying. Oh, but I just remembered VLC can't play the H.256. Yes, see it try. It's still trying. Let's see if you can do it. Sometimes you think you can't play a file in an application, and it's because you got to open it the exact right way for it to work, which is weird. But it's still trying. It's, you know, before when I opened that whole list off of my hard drive, it kept just skipping them, going to the next one. It couldn't play them for sure. But that looks like it's just taking a while. Well, I do know that webcam can't send it out very fast, and I'm downloading from it right now too. So it makes me think, okay, it's caching and trying to play, and it might play if I wait long enough. But I also know that I forgot that I really shouldn't be trying it in VLC because I've done this before. I remember this now. It may never play, but I just remembered that I'm actually probably stressing the camera. I should have done it on the one that I'm not downloading any from, the other camera. I'm downloading constantly downloading. It's only, I guess I set it to one file at a time because there's only one temp. I believe, let's see, 202.0.11.12. Oh, no, that's a different file, 040. I don't know why this one's on top of that one. But anyway, okay, so the one with .265 and it says temp, that's the one that's being downloaded right now. But I actually should have went to the other camera to avoid overstressing that one. Its processor can't handle any more than that. It's not the bandwidth of my network. I've got my wireless was supposed to do between 15 and 1700 megabits, which is more than quite a bit more than a gigabit on the wired. It's a gigabit on the wired. So if I go to here, go to system, go to device information. Browse the SD card. See, this one's 128 gigabyte card in it, so it can go, it can have plenty of days, and that's what you really need. If you needed to really look back at a bad event, you want more than just 3 days worth, because you may not realize you need to look at it until. Trying to look at the time. Okay, so the bottom is newer, I think. Yeah, I think this would be like the newest one. Copy link location. Now, I need to try that other app. Do I have that up at the top here? No. Already forgot the name of it. Case something. KM player. And there's SM player's the other one that will play them, but it's real funky how it acts. Now this one I think you can put in a URL just like that, a network address. Open, maybe you can't. May only do local files. Yeah, it's only set up for doing local files. So I can't do what I was going to do with that. Some of these other players, like a KM player is built on MPlayer, but I think MPlayer won't play them. I think I've already tried and tried. What other players are in there? There's only those two that I know will actually play those kind of files. So we'll try this. This one will open up URLs. I remember that. URL right there. I think it's already put it in there, but might have been another older one or something. Okay, now it looks like it don't work, but then I figured out that means it's got a file in it queued up. Then if you hit play, it may work, but this time it's not working. Okay, don't know why it's not working. There are other things you can do. Let's see. Playlist, URL, play. There's something you can do to tell it to search. Oh, directory, but that would be different. But that doesn't ever work right. You can say directory. See, that's this directory. It had been, that's the directory I've been trying to, I was showing him in a while ago, but I was doing it with KM player. But look, it still doesn't just start playing. And it may start playing if I hit play. Didn't. Maybe if I hit next. Yeah, see, it won't work. But if you right click and say open with, then it'll play them. So this one's not going to do it either. So nice idea, but I couldn't get it to do it. But what I would want to do is be able to just say, go to this go to this IP address in this directory, and just start playing the files, And VLC will do that kind of thing, but it can't play these H.265 files. I keep on wanting to try it, though. I lost my, you have to go to media. I don't know why they don't put play media right here. They got every other kind of thing they can play in there, but not network stream. Now, oh, look, it's actually wanting to work. Okay, I don't remember the password is my only problem, but it's wanting to. I didn't. Yeah, I've got it. Okay, let me. It'll probably error out before I find it. There we go. I found it. Okay. But of course, I gotta get off. Bumfuzzled and unable to use my fingers. Okay. Okay. What? Oh, the key ring. I haven't ever set that up yet. I need to. I don't think it's going to work anyway, so I don't know if I mistyped it the first. Yeah, I guess they let me in because look at here. There's the URI. It says URI, but it's actually a URL in this case. URI is local, I think, but anyway, I don't remember what URI. I forgot what it stands for. Anyway, it's there. It did get there. It let me in. There was for years. You could do that, log into anything that asks you to log in and play it over VLC. I've been using it since Windows 98. And, but then it got to where, I don't know, 5 years ago or so, it got to where it just kept asking you for the password over and over, and it would never log in and play. And then I tried to figure it out, and I read on it, and I finally saw, basically, I think that they didn't really say it was a bug, VLC didn't, but it got down to where it kind of depended on how your server worked that you were trying to get into. Some of them would work and some of them it wouldn't. And anyway, it was just a hit or miss. I got to where I didn't try to do it anymore. But let's see if we hit play on that. See what it does. Oh, it's doing what I said. It's just going to keep on asking me over and over. Especially on this keyboard that I'm not used to. I was afraid I was going to be messing it up. Store password. Well, that's actually would be okay if it was going to work. Instead of hitting enter, I'll click OK, but I don't believe it. Some places that actually makes a difference. Now, just because I don't have that, you can just hit, I hit cancel that time. It continued. No, you have to hit. Oh. It's driving me crazy. I didn't even know I don't even remember seeing that keyring thing pop up I don't want to do it that way. Let's see. Well, I need to make sure I know what I'm doing, that's for sure. Not just type something that I'll never remember again. It's actually evidently letting me set it up right here, right now. Okay, but I bet you anything it still won't play that. Oh, okay, so it's just doing what it always does when I try to play them from the local hard drive. It's just can't play any of them. But I am logged into it now, evidently. It's not keeping on asking me for the password. So if those were H.264s in it, would just play them like a charm. Or it would play them. I don't know how well it would stream them. Actually, it may not. I don't, you know what? I think I finally figured out how to connect to it through the web browser, like I was saying. And it, let's see. So if you do it this way, let's see. Copy link location. Oh yeah, I tried that and I couldn't get the syntax right. Oh yeah, the port. I can't remember where you put the port. If it's just a regular URL with no file name, I know how to do it. You just put the URL and then the port. But I just clicked on something there. I bet it's going to try to go to it. I think that it actually goes right here. I think it probably should go right there. Oh, and maybe you got to put the @ in there, like that. I did a search instead of I hate that it does that. I don't want it to search. I'm trying to go to a specific place. Now you can't get away from that. I always turned that off before. Okay, I got it back in there anyway. I mean, you can't figure out how to do it if it keeps taking you to that stupid search. If you're trying to figure out how to get your syntax right to go somewhere, and of course, if you're doing like I'm doing, you end up spending forever trying it over and over when you could go look it up. But anyway, it's not that big of a deal to do it. The reason I was wanting to do that is I wanted to see if I could see it in full size, instead of the little preview size they have in here. And my mouse gets lost. It's always doing that. Either one of these mice on this huge screen, it'll just get lost somewhere. But I guess, yeah, that would be. See, I've got the browser zoomed into 200%. That's the reason it's that big. So if I go back down to 100%, it looks pretty small on that big old monitor, that 49-inch monitor. I have to do that to be able to read the pages, and so it also zooms in the images and pictures and stuff. But I guess it's acting kind of slow, and I guess it's because he's streaming and everything. Why aren't you going there? yeah, I wouldn't have wanted to be doing a streaming and uploading that file anyway. So, and I just wanted to hurry up and do that before it got dark. And I don't know, it just seemed like I might be fine. But that's the one I showed at the beginning there, the one I took this morning. And I've got this one down here, belongs with a whole set of videos. I saw something I really didn't want to show that I got in the video, so I wanted to blur. I've never tried using that before, blur it, but that's also it's like a almost 4 hours, like 3 hours and 50 minutes or something video I did, which let's see. I guess I wasn't. Oh, I was streaming. Yeah, it was a live stream. And so it would be ready, it would be completely done. And no, I had to upload it. Now I'm confused. I guess, I wasn't streaming because I wasn't intending this. I was just supposed to be doing a test for a live stream, but I kept going on and on and on. And finally I said to myself, well, this is just going to be the video and I'll have to upload it. Anyway, I blurred something, but it said it could take up to 24 hours to process it, and I guess that makes sense with a video that long, trying to look through the whole thing to find those. I told it to follow this thing and always blur it, And then today, I did it last night, and it wasn't finished. And so then today I looked at it, like, oh, there's that same thing again. It's just in a different color, And so I told it to blur that, and so it probably had to start over. Or do the first one and then do another one, So I don't know when it'll be ready for me to publish, but that's something I had never done before. So anyway, now I'm dying to have a break, so I'm gonna have to go. But that's the preview of the snow. Well, that's it. I doubt I will ever. Maybe it'd be neat if I would get all those videos, be able to get them all downloaded and make a time lapse of it. That'd be kind of neat. But if I may not do that anyway, I'm squirming because I got to go. All right, I'm gonna go. See you later. Bye.